We didn't vote on this.
We didn't vote. Okay.
He's
not from PG. We just both happen to be from Temple Hills, and he happens to be from Warrington.
But she said
Warrington.
I said it right?
Yeah, it ain't Warrington.
He did say it right.
You said it right. But like she said, you look like you could be a PG dude, and I was like, oh, I never heard that.
He was so geeked. He was like, what?
I've never heard that. but I'm cool with it. So
that's the highest compliment. She know how to compliment people.
I don't know about the highest compliment, but
look at his face.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. I appreciate that.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Dan the Realtor. Understanding the benefits of owning your first home. Conforming loan limits getting ready to go up, and FHA might go to 100% financing. We got the Coach's Corner, Real Estate Hot or Not, the DMV Market Report, then we're going to jump into the comments section. Welcome to the Real Estate Wire, folks. What's going on, everybody? I'm Dan the Realtor.
Coach Marcus, what's up?
And today we got a special guest. We got Rukaiyah the Millennial Agent from Compass.
Yes.
What's up? You with Compass now?
What's going on?
With Compass.
How you doing, lady?
Hey guys.
I'm so psyched we got Rukaiyah on.
Kia, you said you can call me Kia.
Either one. The Millennial Agent, just call me.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a fact. Just call.
Call. So what's going on with business? How's your business going?
Business is going well.
I see you popping up on the, like all the time. So like you're like one of the top. Well, you used to be one of the top agents at KW. So now you're one of the top agents at Compass.
I'm the top agent in the DMV. It's not specific
Doesn't matter.
It is not specific to a brokerage.
Yeah.
You know.
Doesn't matter.
That's solid. I love it. So tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
I've been doing a lot of new construction. As you can see, new construction is going up everywhere because inventory is low.
And people don't want to fight. It's amazing, how many opportunities we still have for resale. And we got quick sales. We got some people waiting, 6 to 8 months, but we have a lot of inventory when it comes to new construction. So that's been my focus.
Do you, I'm not going to say drive people that way, but you lay it out on the table and you say, this is what private sales look like, this is what resale looks like. But then if you go based on your search criteria, this new home division might be the way to go, right?
So how I kind of do it is I have an initial consultation with everyone, and then I just try to fill out what they're looking for. And I just ask them, like, are you looking for resale? Are you looking for new construction? Okay. Are you just open to all the possibilities? Yeah. Once they have, I call it a financial plan with the lender, then we have a full Zoom consultation and we kind of go over what the resale market looks like, what new construction, because a lot of people like new construction, but some people like me like resale, want a project. So everybody's situation is different, but I present everything and you kind of tell me, because some people don't even know they have the opportunity to do new construction. Yeah. But I present the opportunities to them just so they can know.
That's good. And with a name like the Millennial Agent, you have to think a little bit differently, or a lot differently, depending on because millennials do think differently. They have their research done, or whatever it might be, or expectations that are real or unrealistic expectations. So how do you navigate the space of being able to help them check all the boxes for what they're looking for?
A lot of millennials, and I bought my house 13 years ago, and I'm an old millennial, like I say, but older millennial.
I'm an older millennial too.
I think we're just millennials.
I'm not. But.
I mean, so a lot of people like brand new, and I try to show them, like, especially through my social media, like, your first home is your first investment property. Would you buy your first investment property and it be, completely redone? The whole purpose of an investment is to make money, right? Yeah. So buy the ugly house in the best neighborhood, or buy the house that has like the structure that you want, because there's so many opportunities to make it your own. Like, I've been in my house for 13 years. It was ugly. It was real ugly. It was like green everywhere, and green's my favorite color. But I saw the vision. It was in a neighborhood I wanted to be in. So, the equity I have for that, is amazing, just because I was able to make it my own. But some people like new. Yeah. And that's fine too. I'm going to sell that too.
I've been talking about buying an ugly house in the neighborhood. And so you should listen to us, because she's saying what I've been saying, and I've been saying what she's been saying.
Oh yeah. So I did that on my first house too.
And new construction and everything.
Like, I did it on my first purchase too.
Because people don't realize with new construction, and I get a lot of people, especially millennials, that think they're buying a custom home. You're buying a production home. They're production builders. So some people
Explain the difference.
The biggest difference is you're not paying for every little specified thing that you want. Mm-hmm. They have a list of things they will offer you, and you pick from that list. Yes. So you can't pick colors. If you want an archway here or whatever, you want this here. And especially in this market where the builders realize that it's low inventory and resale, they're not giving as many concessions as when I started 7 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. They'll just move on to the next person.
Right. Yeah.
They don't care.
So that's a beautiful point.
I want to come back to that.
I do want to come back to that. I want to talk a little bit more about understanding the benefits of buying your first home, which is kind of what we're talking about. And so, funny enough, we have an article about that.
Shocker.
So the article starts, you consider buying your first home. It can be helpful to know that what led other people to making that decision. According to a recent survey of first-time home buyers by Pulte Group, when asked why they purchased their first home recently, the answer overwhelmingly was simple. It was because they either wanted to stop renting or the recognition that home ownership is a smart financial decision, and was the main motivator of 72% of respondents. And I think that kind of ties into exactly what we were talking about as far as the benefits versus the I guess, the potential negative ramifications, which I think we hear as realtors a lot from our clients, our pool of people that we're trying to, hey, buy now or buy later, but buy sometime, right? And yeah, I mean, right.
I think by now, I tell everyone, if now is the opportunity for you to buy and you financially are capable of doing so,
yeah, exactly.
Why not? Like, rent is crazy.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, especially when I think the tough part is because we're on social media now.
Right.
There's so many micro schools of thought where people grab onto like a micro idea because they heard a 30-second clip from Grant Cardone, but they didn't really read all of Grant Cardone's books, and they haven't really listened to his entire the entire canon of his ideas.
Right.
Which the small idea, they say, oh well, Grant Cardone said renting is better than owning, but they didn't really consider, well, which market are you talking about? Because if you're over a 1% ratio, then it doesn't make sense for you to rent. But if you're under a 1% ratio, then yeah, it does make sense for you to rent because buying is more expensive. It doesn't make sense. But in most markets, especially here in the DMV, which is what we're talking about,
right,
it kind of makes more sense to buy. Reason number one, this article talks about, and I know you guys are saying, oh, you realtors, of course you're going to tell us to go. Well, yeah, you go to a plumber and ask if you need your drain snake. He's probably going to say yeah.
To me, real estate.
Don't talk to a plumber if you don't want to get, advice.
I think real estate is one of those sales jobs that is like, it sells itself. I'm not trying to sell you.
We're not trying to sell you on a good idea. We're just telling you,
I'm not trying to sell you to get your stomach smaller, little tummy tea or whatever it is that may not work for you. I'm trying to help you build wealth. Like, if you want to build wealth, okay, but I'm building wealth.
You don't got the flat stomach tea?
I don't do this.
You don't sell a judge?
No.
I bought some of that. It didn't work.
I don't do multi-level marketing.
You're not in a susu? Did you ever get in a susu?
Oh, no, I did not.
You didn't get in a susu? I didn't. But you're making money. All you got to do is put in $15,000 and you get $100,000 back.
I don't even make logical.
She ain't make it to the water.
Oh, you ain't make it to the water in the susu?
I don't know the levels.
Man,
I got real serious with it, but
you know what's wild? Like when I got stuck in it, like I looked at it and I was like, why is this whole thing like talking about the earth, then the wind and the fire, then you make it to the water? And I was like, somebody was not creative with making this up like earth, wind, and fire. Y'all was trying to sell the black people because everybody loves earth, wind, and fire.
I love
I'm kind of mad that you fell for that. I'm mad.
I didn't fall for it once.
You fell for it multiple times?
Multiple times.
Dude.
I'm naturally skeptical of stuff. I was a probation officer. Like, everything to me is like,
right. You did used to be a probation officer.
Let me,
But the hard part about it is that there are other communities that live off of this.
Yeah. I just
the
don't think we were structurally.
us.
It's not. I mean,
It
I
ain't
don't.
us, yeah.
Right. Like I think it's a different culture.
It is.
Yeah, we're not
it
the
is
guys.
wild. Like when you see these stores pop up from different cultures, like it's because they pour into this system and then they help everybody come up.
I mean, crowdfunding. I think how I got my 68 unit apartment complex was crowdfunding.
Whoa, time out. You're not gonna just float that by a 68 unit.
So I like being a silent investor because I know what I do best, right? So I got with some other guys. They presented the opportunity, and to me it just made sense. So there's a couple of people together and got a 68 unit.
Where is it at?
It's in Georgia.
I think you
It's in
talked about this
Augusta,
one time.
yeah.
Didn't we? Maybe we did. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot of people from the community that are real estate agents pull their
Money together to buy this, and my friend does that a lot. Like he goes to people and like, hey, like, do you want to invest? Do you want to invest? He knows that it's bigger than us, and collaboration can take us so
Is
far.
it? I won't say his name, but is it who I'm thinking it is?
Probably. Who would KW?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Dreads.
Yes.
No, good.
I thought so.
Yeah. It makes sense. So, reason number one, why they say the 72 respondents, the two factors of benefiting that benefit you when you buy a home. Factor number one: when you buy a home, you have more stability than when you rent. You might want to start renting because rent keeps going up. If you're a renter, that means that there's a chance that your payment's going to increase. And if you're a good landlord, you're increasing your rents because
I'm increasing rents
that's
for
what we
all
do.
of my landlord clients.
Yeah.
Like literally when they did the hospital in PG County, in Largo, my client, when it was time to renew, I was like, look at these rates now. Like we went up, I want to say like almost $300. And I mean, but that's where the rates were going, right? The difference between like 1 year to the next for rental rates were like 14.9%. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like why would you rent?
Yeah. I mean, I think it really just goes down to delayed gratification. I mean, when you really boil it down, to really see a longer term vision than just, oh, well, if I rent, when stuff breaks, I just call my landlord.
And I call my home warranty.
And guess what? I just take that out of the capital expenditures that I'm setting aside from the cash flow that you're paying me. So not really.
But like I'm 100% advocate of purchasing, right? But I do know that there's clients that I talk to, like, look, it ain't time. Like I know you want to,
right?
But it's just not time because I talked to a veteran yesterday, and I've been working with the dude for 8 months, and his credit is still not right, and he's still talking about buying an $800,000 house. And I'm like, when we could have done it, you were in the 5s. Now you're approaching 7 and 8, right? And because your credit hasn't gotten above the 600 mark, and I could do it, but it just doesn't make sense. Keep paying your rent, get your credit together. So it's not, and then we can do it later. But it's like, yo, do it at the right time. Do it with education, and when you're emotionally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all ready. Like, so it is a great time to buy. It is buying over renting all day, but not for everybody.
But I think even when you get a rent, I know.
I mean, when you rent, people still want to go into these luxury apartments.
And they're like, I can't afford to buy a home because you're paying a mortgage to be in this luxury apartment where things actually break down and your elevator doesn't work and you can't, all these other things are happening, right? So like some people, and I talk to them, they're too good to go to somebody's basement, live in someone's basement. When I bought my house, I had 2 roommates. I hated my apartment. Like I hated my apartment so much, but I knew the long-term goals. Like when I moved out and I was living, and I could afford an apartment, right? But I rented out a room for $600 because, this was some years ago. I've been in my house for 13 years, but I rented out a room for $600 twice so I could save money. Some people are too good to do that. And then when I had my house, I house hacked so I could pay off my student loans. And now I'm 38 living.
Here's the thing, Rukaiyah, that you may not, maybe you don't get this part.
Okay.
Everybody's not as driven as you, right? So, Real Estate Wire Squad, if you're listening, most people don't achieve their goals because they don't have a goal set, right? It's just like, all right, well, I'm going to graduate, I'm going to go get a job, and I'm going to just go ahead and plug into the matrix and, be a bot, right? You were like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. So, you decided to, because I've lived in a friend's basement too, right? Take
Same
a
here.
couple steps back, not be balling, not be, because a lot of people want to look good at the stoplight for people who are sitting next to them and they don't even know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, nah, I'm just going to rent and live in this room, stack bread. And then you made a way better move because you took the time to set your goal and accomplish the goal. And now everybody's like, oh man, I'm trying to get like you. You're like, yeah, but you got to do what I did.
You gotta be uncomfortable. You have to be okay being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And some people don't want to be okay being uncomfortable.
Mm.
And like my mother always talk about, like, I ain't trying to be like the Joneses. Me either, Ma. Like, my last name is Tyler. Like,
The Joneses broke.
The Joneses are broke. They need to let people know the
Have
Joneses
you seen their DTI? It's not. I don't envy them.
But
Don't keep up with the Joneses, bruh.
But I think some people had that idea too. Like, I'm not gonna buy a house right now because I can't afford this new construction.
Right.
And like,
it's the craziest
but
thing.
you can get the equity from this little house you buy, and then your next home. Like, who's in that house for 30 years? I'm the only person I know been in my house for 13.
And my mom, she been there, but like,
that's that age group. That's
the,
not our age group.
that's the boomers. Like, of course, you're exactly right. You know, it's a we especially millennials, and I'm glad that you're the millennial agent. Where we were brought up in consumerism, we were brought up in instant gratification, we were brought up with Pop-Tarts, we were brought up with microwaves, we were brought up with Hot Pockets.
I hated Pop-Tarts.
Stop! Don't stop.
I'm sorry. I hated Pop-Tarts.
Don't do blasphemy on this show. What are you talking about? You don't like Pop-Tarts?
I like blueberry muffins, warmed up.
I'm with that.
I like
I'm with that.
blueberry
I'm with that over.
In addition to Pop-Tarts,
She getting to the would you
I
rather
used to
super
get to
early.
school and at Suitland, I used to run to like before classes start to get a sausage biscuit. Those biscuits were good.
Before class, you went to the cafeteria.
absolutely.
What, that's right. You went to Suitland.
I did.
Y'all was bougie.
We were bougie.
Yeah, y'all had like your little fine art music program and like talented and gifted like artists and stuff. I went to Douglas. We was in the trenches next to a cornfield, yo.
A cornfield.
Yeah, we had
I was
like
in the
2,000
trenches.
students. Nah, but y'all had like a cafe. We had no cafe. We had a cafeteria with pizza and orange slices. We had the Fruitopia vending machine, bro. I know y'all did. I used to substitute teacher there.
Really?
Yeah, I was a sub for a little while. I used to get paid like $7 an hour.
But I want to touch back on the first time home buyers. So one of the things that I talked about, because I told you I was a juvenile probation officer, and all of the parents at like 18, they push people out. In other cultures, you don't get that, right? So you get to be able to stay at home with your parent, save up money, and be able to have money so you can go buy your first home. We're so pressed to get this apartment, like, because we made it, and we don't have nothing in our apartment, but we made it. I would have been fine at my parents' house if I had somewhere. Like, my parents didn't have a place for me to stay in their house, but I would have been fine there. I'm 22. What I need to live on my own for? I
mean, that's the tough. It's like our parents push us out, and then we also. I think it's a combination of factors. Sometimes we just got, crappy parents that just probably shouldn't have been parents in the first place. Okay, fine. And then sometimes we have good parents, but we suck as kids because we want to be grown and don't want to yield to discipline when somebody's paying all of our bills.
I wish.
Right? The golden rule, he who holds the goal makes the rule. So if you don't like the rules, then you got to leave. But it makes more sense financially, right? So then I think as a culture, it makes more sense to have an agreement like, look, you can stay here. You got to do a couple things. And then once you get, once you're sufficient, you get your bread stacked. We're gonna help you, put some for your down payment for your house.
That's what other cultures do.
You know what I'm saying? So it sucks. It's tough, but I mean, I think teach one, learn one, right? And we all doing it.
But I also think that there's an element of us teaching our children at an age that it's appropriate to introduce it. Let's say middle school, high school, whatever. Of course, you got chores and things like that, but like what proper money management looks like, what how to manage your credit, things like that, like and so that when they are out of college and come back home for a little bit, then they start working and you hang out the house, you stay at the house for a little bit, but then you start saving a little so that we can help you take that flight out of the nest, so to speak. And I do think that there's a really, really strong building block of helping your child, like with the down payment or closing costs or whatever, and because they're now really ready for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because at 18, I know when I went to college, I got to college when I was 17. I have a late birthday. October 25th is coming up. Anyway.
Oh, happy early birthday.
14.
Libras?
No, I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah, you know part of this conversation.
Yeah, that makes
but we
sense.
October babies. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I know with me, as soon as I got to college, they were like down your throat, like get this credit card, get this I can't even tell you how many credit cards I had at 17. I had Express. Because I go to Nordstrom and my friends were like, you can't wear tennis shoes to the club, Kia. You gotta get you some boots or some heels. And I'm like, wow. So you go to Nordstrom and then, they tell you 20% off, go get this credit card. So I had Express, Gap, Target, all these credit cards. And I'm 17.
I had Discover, Capital One. I had a MasterCard and I had a Mars Music credit card because I was a drummer.
Mars Music?
Music. It's like a music store.
Yeah, it's a music store. My mother's a musician.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Speaking of down payment, though, sounds like we need to get into the coach's corner.
Yeah, man.
FHA might go to 100% financing and conforming loan limits are getting ready to go up.
Yeah, right now.
What you got for us, Coach?
Right now, FHFA, which is Federal Housing Finance Agency, they set the limits every year. So you remember back in the day, maybe you do, maybe not. The conforming limit was like $417,000.
Yeah, I remember that.
So then it kept going up. It was like 525, 6 and whatever. But because the prices of the homes go up and median income goes up, now you also we're sitting right now at $726,200 as the conforming loan limit. So we're at right now, the 2023 conforming loan limit is $726,200. But we all know that the prices of homes have gone up another 3% this year or so. We'll go into that in the numbers. But what they're saying is it'll probably go to $750,000 when they announce it. And usually they announce it to be effective like at the beginning of the year. But then a lot of times once they know that it's going to happen, lenders begin to adopt that number and start to price their loans out to where you can get a conforming loan under $750,000 before the January 1st.
So for people in the cheap seats, what's a conforming loan and what's I guess would be the opposite of non-conforming loan?
So anything under that limit, that loan number, $726,200, anything underneath that is conforming, so it meets Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac guidelines and all the like. So you don't have to worry about the additional add-ons. You remember we were talking about the LLPAs, loan level price adjustments and all that. You don't have as many once you stay underneath that number because the risk is lower when you stay underneath that.
So if you go above it, then what?
Higher risk. You have your adjustments to your loan amounts or to your interest rates, or it can cost you more money.
I'm saying more down payment, right?
More down payment.
Are those jumbo loans?
Guidelines get tighter, and yes, it ends up you enter into that jumbo space. So. Yeah, I mean, it's coming because the price of the house is going up.
It's important because if you want to get a single family home and say you want to get your second home, and this is just in Prince George's County, and you can't get a nice 3-level colonial home for, under a certain amount. Right. So that's going to be super important.
Yeah. And then the other side of that is the second topic was FHA. So FHA, USDA, and VA are government loans. VA loans for veterans, USDA for people who live out in the country like myself. They don't require down payment. FHA requires a 3.5% down payment. But because of the market that we're in and interest rates being higher, the availability of cash for certain borrowers is not as high as it used to be because of inflation, everything is more expensive. So you're spending more of the money that you're bringing home. What they're saying is they're considering that FHA, because it has to go before Congress and all that.
They're going to do
it. But FHA may jump into the boat with VA and USDA and say no down payment required.
They're so generous.
I was like, what are the mortgage insurance going to be like? I just have so many questions. Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
like how they going to pay for
will
it?
Change. Interest rates might go up, but at the same time, the interest rates might stay comparable to VA because FHA and VA usually run the same thing for interest rates. But I will say this: you're right. There could be some sort of minimum requirement, a higher requirement for credit score. Mortgage insurance could be a little bit higher. The other side of that is you currently have, like I currently I'm a broker, right? So I have access to FHA loans and down payment assistance and 100% FHA, but there's some nuance to it.
Right.
When you get free money,
They gonna
it ain't
find
free.
ways. They gonna find ways. I tell
It ain't
everybody,
free.
you gonna pay for it. I tell everyone, you gonna pay for it in your mortgage, or
Yeah.
you gonna pay for it up front.
Yeah.
You gonna pay for it up front in your own cash, or you gonna pay for it in your
People
mortgage.
acting like these banks just like became banks out of nowhere.
Nobody.
They became banks because they're good with money.
Nobody's taking the increased risk of not getting their money back because you didn't put nothing into
This
it.
whole
They say,
country-
"Oh, I'm okay with just."
That's why I think the mortgage insurance.
Yeah.
It's about to go crazy. The mortgage insurance be like freaking
So you know,
$800 a month.
like I always say, every loan is not good for everybody, right? So you gotta look at it case by case. Down payment assistance programs, you're gonna have a higher rate for that anyway. But for this, it could be because it will be government backed. There's going to be a subsidizing on that rate. They're going to keep it. Just like you look at USDA and VA, they got to keep that rate low.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something else behind the scene, like that mortgage insurance.
This country, all they want to do is keep us in debt. That's the goal of America.
Because they in debt.
Because they're in debt. It's like
But I
a
think
debt circle.
about FHA, right? FHA is for like a lot of first time home buyers or people who may have credit issues, DTI issues or whatever, or don't have a higher credit score. Like, how is that going to affect them? I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see.
We're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, they're sprinkling it now, but it's coming. Like when you hear CEOs of major investors that are talking about this, like it's them and it's the powers that be, so to speak. So they're sprinkling this information out because they can. Because if they weren't able to,
the deal's already done, bro. They're just like waiting for the news to drop, but they already did the deal already. They just haven't put it out to the public. I watch a lot of TV.
They've had conversations with Congress and all those.
Yeah, if they're talking about it on the main news, mainstream, like they already did the deal in a cigar lounge somewhere like 6 months ago. They just
are they gonna build us some houses too for those people? It's gonna be
that's why we started the Real Estate Wire podcast because you need to like, subscribe, and share this video, YouTube podcast with anybody that you might think is dope because we're dropping knowledge on how you can get in where you fit in. Mm-hmm. They want to keep you in debt. You're going to go into debt anyway. Flip the script and build equity.
Yep.
Because debt's not bad. Bad debt's bad. Good debt's good.
That's one of the things I learned when I became a real estate agent. Bad debt is the big difference between bad debt and
huge
good
difference.
debt.
Our parents just said, stay away from debt. But it's like, well, every multi-billionaire we know got tons and tons of debt.
Listen,
they don't care.
They don't care. Because we want to be like, I'm debt free. Okay.
Yeah, good
but
for you.
You
have no assets. You have nothing. Right. Good. You owe nothing and you own nothing.
So yeah, okay.
You're a Buddhist. Good for you. Let's get into the DMV real estate reports. Since we all from the DMV. Well, most of us from the DMV.
No. Kia said.
What we doing? We not going to DMV?
I'm from the. Thank you.
We didn't vote on this.
We didn't vote. Okay.
He's
not from PG. We just both happen to be from Temple Hills, and he happens to be from Warrington.
But she said
Warrington.
I said it right?
Yeah, it ain't Warrington.
You did say it right.
You said it right. But like she said, you look like you could be a PG dude, and I was like, oh, I've never heard that.
He was so geeked. He was like, what?
I've never heard that. but I'm cool with it. So
that's the highest compliment. She know how to compliment people.
I don't know about the highest compliment, but
look at his face. He turned
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. I appreciate that.
So the numbers for August are out because if you've been keeping up with the Real Estate Wire Squad, I know you have. You have been listening and watching the median sold price continue to go up and up and up. And I'm going to tell you what it is after we go through the other stuff. So new listings are down 4.8% from last month, and they are down 21% from this time last year. So we got 4,600 new listings active on the market right now. We have new pendings. These are properties that people have put under contract within the last 30 days. Down 10% from last month. So there's less people putting properties under contract, which makes sense because we have less listings for them to put under contract. Mm-hmm. And then we're down again 20% from this time last year. Closed sales, however, funny enough, we're up closed sales.
It's probably new construction. Think about new construction.
Oh, it's kicking in. So we're up 5%.
Yeah, because
from this time last month.
This time last year, I didn't have as many new construction deals because there was still a lot of competition when it came to that. So only 4 deals a month on certain, in certain communities.
Right.
So what I saw for this year is it's a lot of new construction coming.
Yeah, they're bringing stuff out to production. We're down 13% from this time last year, but up 5% closed sales from this time last month. So now let's get to the median sale price. We are up to a median sold price this month of $585,000. Real Estate Wire Squad.
Say it again.
If you were paying attention last month, it was $550. Remember, it was $550 in July, June, $550 in July. August, it is now $585,000 median sold price, which is
but the prices are going to come down, right?
Where? When? Who?
That's what the people keep saying.
That's what they waiting for?
Hey, so they think it's a sofa.
They think it's a sofa. They waiting on the Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't seen that since 1986. And funny enough, we did hit the bottom of the market in January. Our average sold price in January was at around $500,000. That was the bottom. And we just continued to soar up from there. We're up 5% from this time last year on our median sold price. So let's make it for the people in the cheap seats. 10% of, let's call it 600,000. 60, half of that
60,
is 30. So 30,000 minus 585 puts you at 550. So last year you could have bought the house for $550,000. This year you got to buy the house for $585,000. What does that mean practically? If you're doing a FHA loan, you got to put what?
3.5%
times 385. Let's call that 4 times 6, 24,000. Right, all in.
Why 6?
I'm just rounding up just for easy math. 585, 600,000, round it up, right?
Okay.
3.5. I can't do the 0.5. I can do the 3. And then we add the 3.5. We just make it 4% because you got closing costs, you got transactional fees.
That's what you're talking about.
So I'm just saying easy math. 4 times 600,000, $24,000, right?
Okay.
If you'd have bought a house, so now at let's say 500,000, 550, your down payment would have been somewhere like 20,000, maybe 19.5 or something like that.
Okay.
So you're up another like $4,000 or $5,000 that you have to come to the table with your down payment and your closing costs just by waiting a year, because the prices went up 5.4%.
And I think that's important. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's super important.
That's what we do here.
She's part of the family now.
Yeah, we just cut each other off.
Like, literally everyone last year, like, Rukaiyah,
I'm away.
Yeah.
But 5%, right? And it's not only is the house more expensive, the cash to close is more expensive. So people always talk about, the cost of the home. But I never even really think about when I'm talking to my clients, the amount of money you have to bring is more too, not just what you're paying on the home.
Right.
So that's important.
And that increases your monthly payment too.
Everything is up. Like what you pay for the house, how much is coming out of your pocket just to get the keys for the house.
Yeah.
Every month, how much you paying for the mortgage. Every month, what your utilities are. Every single thing is up over the last 12 months. The gas to get back and forth to work to be able to make the mortgage.
The insurance, because insurance went up.
Insurance has gone up.
Inflation from that.
And I mean, that's just, it's that. So, and now think about it from this perspective. If you were on the line, right, and you qualified last year for a $550,000 house, well, now you can't get that $585,000 house. Or maybe you can only afford a $450,000 house, which there's a huge difference, especially in Prince George's County. There's a huge difference between a $450,000 house and a $325,000 house.
Oh, big difference.
There's a price break right there.
Yeah.
And it's big. It's a difference between like Oxon Hill and Upper Marlboro.
It's a huge difference. And I've seen a lot. I've been in business for 7 years, and like even certain neighborhoods, because I know every neighborhood in Prince George's County. Like I worked in Prince George's County for a long time. I'm from Prince George's County. So I go in certain neighborhoods, I'm like, wow. That's how much the house costs. Even my neighborhood, I was like, yes, equity.
So you from PG? Go ahead. What you about to say? Because I want to ask her something about PG.
So one of the things I also wanted to touch on was like the overnight averages for the interest rates. Like even as of today is sitting at like on a 30-year fixed conventional 7.72 right now for convention FHA or VA loan. You're sitting at about 7.15, 7.2, right? On those those government loans. So even if you bought something last month, the rates were even like at 7.5 and below 7% just last month. We're trending upwards.
Yeah.
If it continues to go this route, by the end of this month, we will be at 8% on a conventional loan, right? Which most people don't really get it because like
right, because they don't understand what 8%. They just hear, oh, it's high.
Yeah, it's high.
But like we said,
and they don't want to get into it anyway. Sometimes because the rates gonna come down, and I was waiting for 3%. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
75 years.
Doesn't make any sense.
I just think they need to have billboards everywhere to say we're not going
well,
back
they
to under 3%.
Because negative news is going to sell, right? So you can't say, well, guys, everything is, we're going to be here for a minute. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to bail you out. You're actually losing money the longer you wait. More so, the strategy is, like you said, buy a sofa, wait for it to go on sale. Don't buy the first thing you see. It'll wait for the price to come down, wait for the bubble to burst. Well, we don't have enough inventory for a bubble to burst on the pricing side.
Yeah, no.
The bubble that did bust, though, which most people probably didn't see, was there was an inventory bust. There was an inventory bubble that popped because everybody had their houses on sale 2019, 2020. Then when those interest rates jumped up, boom, the bubble burst. And it bursted bad for the buyers. They thought it was going to burst good for them because they were like, oh, when the bubble bursts, then there's going to be endless amounts of properties for sale like it was in 2008 when I was too young to buy. I missed out on that wave. This is going to be the same exact identical wave. And then we're going to get houses at pennies on the dollar. I'll be able to buy foreclosures. I'm just going to wait, Dan. And when that happens, then it never happened.
One of the great movies that I watched when I first got into the business was The Big Short.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever want to know what happened in 2008 and beyond, before that, watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see that? I haven't seen that.
No.
We don't see that. So y'all keep waiting on something that you don't even understand. It's not happening.
And I think that's because, it really boils down to who you listen to. If you're listening to people who don't have what you want and have not been where you are, you might want to consider not taking that advice.
And I think, and I don't necessarily see it in this market as I see it like my friends in Atlanta where all these corporations don't care. They don't care about the interest rates. They're buying up homes, right? And then renting those homes out to you, right? Yeah. There's a community in Prince George's County off of Allentown Road and Branch Avenue that is all townhomes that are for rent. We don't need that. We got apartments. Right. We don't need that. Because I was like, where is this community? But they're for rental. But corporations and, certain people are putting out misinformation for our community to not buy, right? Yep. There's strength in us having homes. Like the reason why the wealth gap is so large is started many, many moons ago. Right. Because we got the GI Bill to buy rentals and others got it to buy homes.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we look at that, like our grandparents, luckily my grandparents were able, all I know is home ownership. Like was really instilled into my life. But other people, it was not, right? And they're counting on us not to buy homes. They're counting us not to buy, be able to build wealth. Yep. Because they're putting all this misinformation out. And because this home is not so cute and I can't put it on Instagram and I can't do this, I can't do that. Like, who cares? Right. Who you buying a house for? I bought a house for myself and to build wealth.
Straight up. And I'm an advocate of buying the ugly house. Yep. Right? Because you can take that and you say, okay, I know I can't, when I look at the numbers, I can't do what I see everybody post on Instagram and HGTV. But what I can do is say, how can I make the money that I'm making every 2 weeks and every month and what I've saved in my retirement 401k, how can I make that work for me? And it's called buy the ugly house and go in and get a renovation loan and dream about it, because you can actually finance up to 6 months of the renovations inside of inside that renovation loan, right? You don't have to pay on it because you can't live in it for a while. It's getting rebuilt, but you can take your vision and take that green that you had in that house and whatever else that you want and be like, oh, I can make it look like what and I can stay what I saw on Instagram, and I can still stay within my realistic budget.
And like what I did is I, at the time I was getting taxes back instead of paying the government all the money I pay them now. So like I did everything over time. Like I hated the carpet. The first thing I did, I pulled the carpet up and I put Brazilian hardwood, Brazilian cherry flooring down, right? Didn't cost me a lot of money, but I used instead of going to Miami with my tax refund, or I wasn't the girl buying an LV bag and I'm making under $60,000. I wasn't that girl. Right. I used my money to be able to fix up my house. Like that was my goal. Every time I got my taxes, do something little into my house.
That's really smart. Really smart.
So you from PG? You said you from what part? Where?
I'm from Temple Hills.
I mean, yeah, I'm from Temple Hills too. I grew up on 25th and Catskill.
I'm from Catlett.
And what junior high school you went to?
junior high school. I never went to school in Temple Hills. I went to Walker Mill.
You went to Walker Mill?
Yeah, I went to schools in all the hills and the heights. Yes.
You the ops. You the
I went to
ops,
school in
bruh.
District Heights, Capitol Heights. Well,
And then you went to Suitland High School.
I went to Suitland High School.
Okay, so
which technically is in District Heights.
Oh, is it?
It's technically in District Heights.
Oh, so it's not in Suitland, not in Suitland. Makes sense.
I mean, maybe now, they
We need
changed
to just combine that whole area, man. We just need to just like unite, yo. What's up with all these random divisions? So the biggest division is the division that we were talking about earlier, the snickerdoodle division. So where do you fall? Where do you hold your allegiance in the snickerdoodle?
Iverson Mall. Always.
Yeah.
Iverson Mall, always.
My sister from another mister.
Look, I used to catch the P12 from Suitland High School to Iverson Mall to go get my snickerdoodles and then catch the bus. If you're in Prince George's County, you heard of the bus. Or maybe
the bus.
Look, that's I was public transportation. The bus. It was like 75 cents.
But you're supposed to call it the bus. But
the
I mean, if you
bus.
want to, I used to say the bus,
And then I would
was
take
like,
that back home.
It's the bus, so you call it the
Iverson
bus.
Mall, like
Just for some cookies.
have you had them?
Oh yeah.
They melt in your mouth.
I'm not. Look, I've had them, and I am.
I consider myself a snickerdoodle connoisseur.
Okay.
And I would love to put your taste buds to the test right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, right now.
And so we're gonna do.
Oh God.
We're gonna do a blind taste test. I don't want to tell nobody the result.
I don't know what the bags look like.
Hold on. I know.
But the grease levels might determine.
I'm gonna give it up. All right, here we go. So this is what we're gonna do. You going to?
I went to a place. If we talk about snickerdoodles, I went to a place near my new office is on Capitol Hill, and I'm like, I'm in the city. They might have some good snickerdoodles. Nothing compares. I was like, I told my sister, it was like, it's not melting in my mouth.
So
it doesn't even taste like a
test
snickerdoodle
right now.
Wow.
Okay, close your eyes because I wrote on the back so that I can know.
Okay.
But you have to close. You too, Marcus.
Close my eyes.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So you're gonna grab one in your right hand and one in your left hand. So don't look. Okay, grab one.
I'm a little.
And you're gonna tell me which one is Iverson and which one is Sportsville. Just don't taste it yet.
I'm not.
Okay.
I gotta feel it.
Okay. All right, Cam. See it.
You already know.
You already know. Okay, give me your right hand.
Am I supposed to have my eyes open right
Yeah,
now?
keep your eyes closed, bro.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna say Wire Squad. We get real in here. All right. You already know. All right, wait. All right, now. Okay.
Do I have to taste it first?
Coach.
Yes.
Not yet.
Keep my eyes open. Okay.
You keep your eyes closed. All right, Coach. Give me your left hand, Coach, because I'm gonna do everybody the same. All right. Wait. Actually, no, I'm gonna switch. Yeah. Do the same. Grab one.
Okay. Hold on. Got it.
All right, brother. Well, y'all know I'm fitting to be in on it, but I already know. So
You already know which one.
all right. And then give me your right hand, Coach. All right. Get up in there. One of these I'm not even going to taste because I'm not going down to that gross nonsense. All right.
I already know.
Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you, don't switch it up. All right.
This is left.
Okay. Go for it.
Both of us. I eat two.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see if you are truly a connoisseur.
Let me know when I can switch.
Okay. Tell me what you think. Okay, go ahead. Now try that one and tell me which one is.
Now we can go right hand.
Yeah, go your right hand.
I don't even know which one which.
This is Iverson.
Yeah.
Iverson's left hand.
That's Iverson. You have a PG.
They gonna kick me out of PG County in Temple Hills if I got this one wrong.
This is Iverson.
Rukaiyah Tyler, you are the Snickerdoodle champion.
This is Iverson. It's doughier.
Mm-hmm.
It's softer.
Mm-hmm.
This one is softer.
No, it tastes different.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I ever say Forgeville?
I don't.
You're good though.
Forgeville was good to buy my tennis shoes.
Fortville, they had good. I used to work at the Foot Action at Fortville Mall.
Straight right. Used to have all my J's.
Oh yeah.
You know, before you.
Because you got small feet. What size shoe you wear?
I wear 3.
So why we eating cookies? Tell us about your team. You said you was at Iverson. And you went to Conference Iverson. You was at Keller Williams.
I was at Keller Williams.
Finish that cookie and then
Nah, that's how you eat and talk. You leave. What happened? Tell us,
I love
give us
Keller
your tea.
Williams. Keller Williams will forever be family for me. As you know, I had a team for 2.5 years. And you know, I'm big on like energy and things like that. It just didn't feel right for me anymore. It felt like more work than fun. And I know you're supposed to work in this business, but like the biggest thing for me is productivity and ease have to coexist in my life. If productivity and ease don't coexist, then I'm out of alignment. I gotta change. The team was so out of alignment.
How many members did you have?
So it was me and my business partner. We tried agents for a little bit. And then we had an admin, a TC, a marketing team. We had the whole like gamut. Was not for me. Once I decided to shut that down, it was just like, what's next, right? And I'm one of those people, like, I get real quiet to hear what's next. Got real quiet, and something was like, before you decide to have this team, Compass approached you, just see what they about, right? And it just fits me. It just feels like it's in alignment. And I love KW. Like, I owe my business to who I am as a real estate agent to Keller Williams.
So if you could do one thing over again with regards to the team, what would you do? What would it be?
Not have it. It's just not for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you get wrapped up in this world of, like, especially with Keller Williams, like, what's next? What's next? I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm not necessarily a person who gets comfortable, but I like to stay in alignment. It's just like who I am as a person. And I was a supervisor for the government as a probation officer for 7 years. I've had over 20 employees. I knew I didn't really necessarily want that, but I also knew 2020 wore me the hell out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Doing almost 14 million by yourself, no admin, no structure, no CRM. I needed help.
You didn't have a CRM? You just using your phone?
My calendar.
Okay.
My calendar and my note section.
Yeah.
I was just.
I know a couple agents
I
like
have
that.
Acuity. Like, Acuity is like my scheduling app. So I was able to, like, if you schedule an appointment with me, you in my Acuity. So that's how I was able to build some of my database. But I never used my database. I was like kind of all over the place. When you go from the government where they give you everything, they give you the SOPs, they give you the, you got the HR, you got this, you got that.
Yeah, they built the structure for you.
It's like being a real estate agent. Do I want to go sell houses and make money, or do I want to build this structure? And that's not who I am, right? I took a class at Keller Williams about teams, like, I can't even
career visioning.
Yeah. And the lady said if it takes you more than 5 minutes to do it, hire somebody else to do it. Do what you're good at. And I'm good at talking to people and making people, but helping people understand the advantages of home ownership. And that was the lane I should have stayed in.
Well, now I mean,
it works for some people.
You rock by yourself in a sense, and you might have a back end.
I have an admin, admin. My same admin from the team.
Yeah.
So it was easy to transition.
You can really, really dive in and plant your roots and grow and be fruitful, multiply, and do all those things. I love that mindset of you having tried it and you didn't fail. You just adjusted. You figured out.
Definitely didn't fail. We were the number 3 team in Prince George's County for 2022. And 3 days later, after we got that award, I sent a letter that said, I can't do this anymore. Yeah.
Now you were Compass, you said, out of Capitol Hill?
Capitol Hill.
Is that Mark Pina's office?
Who's Mark P?
Mark Pina?
Well, that's one of his office. That's one of my managers, Mark.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, slick dude. I like him. Really, really nice guy. You ready?
Yeah, well, I think that translates very well to the real estate hot
or not.
You want to jump in on that one?
Sure.
You gotta sing the harmony though.
Yeah, you gotta do the harmony. So I'm gonna be like at an A flat major, and he's at like a D flat minor. So you can be at like a strong C. Ready?
A strong C, that's high.
Yeah, you want to go?
I have a very
D minor.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. La 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 la. Okay, ready?
Hey, Neil.
Ready for the real estate
hot? Happy.
No.
Sister
Are you saying for real? No.
I just got right into Sister Act when he said it.
Let's get into the real estate hot or not. You have to say or not. I didn't give you the line. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we're gonna try it. We'll edit that whole thing out. No, we're gonna keep it. Ready? We're gonna get into the real estate hot or not.
There we go.
Yeah, that was solid.
All right, so I got a couple would you rathers and I got some one gotta go. All right.
Okay.
You ever play one gotta go?
Sure.
All right, you ain't. But would you rather that people knew all the details of your finances or all the details of your love life?
Who the people?
All of them.
Just people. Just people.
Oh gosh. I'm a Scorpio, so like I'm super private with everything. I don't want you to know anything unless I told you. My financial planner is still hard for me to tell her every little thing. Ooh. My love life. I'll go with that.
All right.
Finances. I don't want to know about my business.
Yeah, finances too. Okay, yeah. Okay, blah, blah. Would you rather work for Michael Scott? Y'all know who that is from The Office? You ever watch The Office? Would you rather work for Michael Scott from The Office or Mr. Burns from The Simpsons?
Oh no, Mr. Burns is kind of like.
I'd have whooped him. I got to go.
Mr. Burns? I'll go with Mr. Burns. He's kind of stupid.
I'd
You get to sleep
Mr.
on the
Burns
job.
in his face.
He seemed real angry. And
But he's sweet too. He got like a sweet side to him.
Nah.
the angry part, I've had one of those. I'm good.
He's funny, man. I like Mr. Burns. Michael Scott is just too stupid for me. I don't like stupid people.
The environment of The Office, though, is like...
Yeah, I think I would have got over it at The Office because you got other people to kind of like snicker about them, you know?
That's true. That's true.
Would you rather spend the weekend with pirates or with ninjas?
I would say ninjas because they're going to teach me how to fight. Pirates, they just rob people, right?
Pretty much.
They're going to rob you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take ninjas, right?
Yeah, me too.
And plus, they quiet, so.
All right. And would you rather hear a comforting lie or uncomfortable truth?
Uncomfortable truth.
Yeah, just give me the truth, bro.
Yep. Straight up. All right. One got to go. I got 3, then we're going to be out. Nuggets. Chicken nuggets. One got to go. McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, or Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A has nuggets. I don't eat meat, but I did used to eat meat. I'm going to go with McDonald's because the Wendy's is probably the best. Did you say Wendy's?
Yeah, Wendy's is in there.
Okay.
One got to go?
One got to go.
McDonald's, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, and who?
Burger King.
They can all go. I just got just one. I'll take Wendy's can go.
Wendy's, have you ever had that hot? The spicy ones they brought back?
Yeah.
I don't eat meat. I haven't eaten in 5 years, but I don't know what they taste like.
I'm off Wendy's. When they got rid of the girl and then like...
I'm not the girl.
they changed their french fries.
Wendy? You talking about Wendy?
Yeah, they got rid of Wendy.
Yeah.
Where's Wendy? I used to go there for Wendy. She gone.
Wendy's not around no? Yes, she is.
Where?
I gotta look. That's
I
crazy.
think she is gone.
She gone.
Yeah.
And Dave, her dad.
Burger King gotta go. For me. One gotta go. Disney movies. Lion King, Toy Story, or Finding Nemo gotta go.
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
I don't even know if I really saw it. Lion King had a really good plot.
Yeah,
Lion King. What was the last one?
Finding Nemo, Toy Story, or Lion King.
Finding Nemo was just a classic.
You know, I heard this crazy conspiracy. You know, I'm a conspiracy theorist. So
okay.
I heard this crazy conspiracy theory about. I'll be going down.
Her response was like, "All right."
I mean, I'm black. What you think? We all conspiracy theorists. So I heard this conspiracy theory about the Lion King that Scar was actually the good guy.
Ain't no way.
You heard that one?
I ain't heard that one, but ain't no way. I've seen the movie 1 billion times. Ain't no way.
He's actually the good guy.
I think you got to look at it, right? People become evil or mad because of something that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have started out as a good guy, and something along the way, some trauma could have turned him into who he was.
Yeah,
because he was just a reaction to whatever feelings or whatever happened before.
I mean, if you think about it, he was just acting in like what seemed to him to be the most logical thing, which was like, here's this kid. Like, if I get rid of him, I can take over. My brother's an arrogant beep hole. I think I can do it better than him. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other data points that may make you reconsider. Huh?
You don't kill the kids.
Yeah.
No, he didn't kill the kid. He tried to kill the kid.
Right, but you don't.
He didn't even try to kill the kid. He just didn't save him. Like he could have worked harder to save him. He just got
a kid. The kids are off limits.
Man, that kid was kind of bougie though.
The kid was kind of bougie.
All right, look. Now this last one got to go and bother a collection of us in here. One got to go. Shaka Khan, Diana Ross, Patti LaBelle, or Aretha Franklin.
Oh no! I love.
And I'm talking about like.
I honestly don't care about any of those women. Like they have done nothing for my life. Like who?
Yes,
Diana
they
Ross?
have. Yes,
Aretha Franklin? Shaka Khan? No, I never listened to any of it. Yeah, that's not a good song to
let's say let's make a small case for some of, well, for all of them. If there was no Diana, you probably wouldn't really know about the Jacksons. I mean, maybe not, because they were coming anyway. Pause.
Yeah,
but Shaka Khan and Rufus.
You missing mad pauses, B.
Shaka Khan and Rufus. You thinking about like Tell Me Something Good? You're talking about Through the Wire. You talking not Through the Fire. Like all the things.
Okay, so we wouldn't have had Kanye,
right?
I mean, we wouldn't have some good remixes. I mean, like some remakes.
Now, Patti LaBelle, like When You Been Blessed.
I'm not a fan of all of them. Can go. That's my answer. They can all go.
Aretha, you got Respect and all the things.
Well, Diana Ross had some good club music though. I did like her club.
Some of her stuff back in the 70s. Yeah, she had, and I mean the Supremes. Like one got to go.
I would say based on the music I have on my phone, it would have to be Diana Ross.
Okay.
I love Shaka. Shaka she just embodies like a woman, and like, especially back in the day and still to this day, I like her energy. I like Diana. But, and then Aretha, no, I'm good. Aretha, like R-E-S-P-E-C-T, this makes me think about like, we had to learn that song in the summer camp.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you grow up Christian?
I did.
Oh, because I grew up super Christian. We wasn't even allowed to listen to any of them music.
Oh, I wouldn't grow up super Christian.
Oh, yeah.
We just went to church.
No, I'm traumatized.
Oh, I'm sad.
So you said you ain't picking.
He ain't picking.
They all can go. I'll just leave Diana Ross.
You leave Diana.
Yeah, so 3 can go.
Okay. You said forget the rules.
I'm changing it to 3 gotta go.
Well, for me, Aretha gotta go. But like I said, you're gonna make some people upset.
Tell me something. No, I just love her music. I love old music.
Yeah.
Old
the Patti LaBelle stuff, the Diana. Yeah, I can write.
Like Eartha Kitt type.
Oh,
Eartha Kitt is my favorite.
Really?
Eartha
she was
Kitt,
a singer? I thought she was
Fitzgerald.
that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
So you have a diverse playlist.
No, she was Catwoman.
The only thing I probably don't have on my phone is probably country music, which I'll do a little country, and like hard rock. Because, like, what are you saying? Like, what are we mad about? But,
what are we mad about?
both of my parents are musicians.
Okay.
So I grew up on music.
What did your parents play?
My mom plays every instrument.
Drums?
Everything. She was a music teacher for 35 years.
Ah.
My father had a band, but he mostly plays the trumpet. He'll get on the piano.
Oh, wow.
And I think he plays drums. He plays some other stuff, but mostly he was a trumpet player.
And they tried to get you into music or no?
I played the trumpet for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your still tight? Can you still play?
No.
Mine neither.
No. But
You know I play trumpet?
I played cornet. We talked about this, remember? We had
I'm
the
in the
argument
process
between
of becoming a
cornets.
sound healer, though.
A sound healer?
A sound healer.
How's that work?
Sound? What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not.
What is it?
I'm skeptical about all the hippie stuff. So
a lot of people, a lot of people understand that sound can do different things to your body, right? You listen to a song, it may change your mood, it may do certain things. So what sound healing does is we use instruments in order to kind of like change your mood. It just depends on where you use the instruments at. So if you do like you heard of sound baths?
No.
I never heard of it.
Really? Y'all should go on YouTube. Sound baths have rabbit hole.
Ooh.
So,
I'm in.
It has different healing properties to help different things, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, a lot of people don't know, but sometimes I have issues with anxiety, right? Mm-hmm. And it probably is this damn job, right? But with that, I'm able to calm my mind, calm myself, and I just feel like I'm in alignment after I do a session.
Because everything's vibration.
Everything's about energy, right? Mm-hmm. Energy flowing. And a lot of people, I'm not a medicine person, so I feel like if your body can make you sick by thoughts, emotions, what you eat, blah, 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 can't it heal you at the same time?
Yeah, I get that.
So it's very healing. The sound is super healing. It's even if you just get relaxation out of it. Mm. In everything we do, we need relaxation. We need calm. I listen to frequencies before I go to sleep. I have amazing sleep.
You're on the solfeggio?
I don't know what that is.
The solfeggio frequency? The megahertz? Ain't on that? So basically all the music that we listen to has been turned to like a negative frequency that like disrupts our body's like natural harmonic resonant state or whatever. And it's like a specific frequency. It's called the solfeggio frequency, which is at like 4.5 megahertz. All our music is tuned to like a frequency that's not in harmony with our natural frequency, which is why they make music.
I mean, the 4.8, that's putting you down.
Right.
So, because your normal state should be at least like an 8 or higher. Like a 12 or higher, because 8 is like a meditative state. Or 8 or below is like a meditative state. So, a lot of my friends, they know like my energy can be either down or up. Not necessarily down, but like I love football. I have season tickets to the Commanders. I had to do a session on someone. I knew I could not watch the 9:30 game on Sunday because my energy would be, too up. So I had to like calm it down. So like I'm very aware and intentional about like the noises especially in the morning. Like I don't like noise. I don't like a lot of stuff. But I just want to bring it to our.
So you just said you're not a morning person.
I am not.
Yeah, when you have a kid, they don't care about your preferences.
You don't have children?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, they won't care.
I know that changes when you have children.
Yeah, they just wake up and scream at you, kick you in your face, like.
But I just want to help our community because I feel like medicine is pushed on us so much. I went to the doctor with my mom, and they like, oh, what medicine do you take? Because that's why you might be having this reaction, or this might be why. Everything, it has an effect. But I feel like if we can heal ourselves through sound healing and other like holistic measures.
There it is. That's the word.
Then we can change our lives in so many different ways. Like people are angry. Like with sound healing, it just relaxes you and it really puts you in a different state. And it is more about getting to the root issue and not the symptom. Medicine is nothing but solving the symptom. Like if I take Claritin for my allergies because I'm stuffy, but it gives me a headache, I got a headache. Right?
Yeah. Medicine doesn't cure anything. It just gives you different side effects.
Yeah. So to me, sound healing can help us as far as like our community. And I went to Arizona to do the certification, and I'm just excited to bring it to the community.
That's really dope. Really dope. I'm with it.
Well, let's get into the comment section. Ding dong. So, here it is. Chasmin. He says, houses are poised to decline nationwide. You will be upside down faster than you think. Don't buy.
Don't ask what say you. That's a question.
What say you? That's Rukaiyah The Millennial Agent.
Where you get this information from? Like, it's just always like, where's this article where you read this? I'm just waiting on an article that's going to tell me, like, we don't have the inventory. Let's talk about it. Like, people were not building after 2008. So we're so far behind in inventory because it was such a big period of time where we were not building. That's not happening. Like, I don't see it. Like, and it really can depend on when you bought the home and where the home is. Like, if you get a condo in D.C. and there's 20 million condos in D.C., it's going to be different if you get, like, a single-family home that appreciates higher.
So what, in your opinion, I guess if we were to answer this gentleman,
talk about
what does cause price declines? Like, when, I'll play devil's advocate, when are prices going to come down?
When it's the buyer's market. Happen? When it's the buyer's market, when it's more inventory.
Well, it's been a seller's market for freaking 10 years.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to be that until we get inventory. We have, it's simple supply and demand. Like, if it's only one house in Bowie that's a single family in one particular neighborhood and it's reasonably priced, you're going to have multiple people who can qualify for that, right? So that drives up the price of a home. Like we saw it in 2020, like where the homes worth necessarily what people did. People who had cash were able to pay over the appraised value for homes. It's not going to happen.
And those people that had cash, now that you mentioned that, were the people who had already owned properties and they took advantage of an opportunity. They weren't waiting for an opportunity. They were already positioned to take advantage of the opportunity. I think a lot of people now are waiting for an opportunity. They're not thinking, let me position myself so that I can be ready when the opportunity comes.
Because as soon as those interest rates go down, people are going to be running to the market to buy a home. Why would I compete with you? My house, when I bought it in 2010, was on the market for 60 days. Who did I compete with? No one. I got all my closing costs, everything. So if you don't have money, I think now is the best time to buy because the competition is very low in comparison to what it was a year ago, even 6 months ago. So if you need closing costs, you need even 1% of closing costs. You may or may not get that depending on the home, the area, things of that nature. But homes in every single jurisdiction I know are moving slower than they were a year ago.
What's the average time on market? Like 20
Where? In DC? I got properties been on the market 270 days, bro. I got properties on the market 60 days, 90 days. I got some that Been on the market since November, bro.
But you also have that niche of the.
I got a bunch of listings that's just sitting, and I would like do anything to convince my people, like, yo, let's just drop the price and get your bag. And they're like, oh, I think it's still worth this. And I'm like,
but the longer it sits on the market, the more the less desirable it is. And what do buyers say? What's wrong with this house?
What's wrong? I mean, you preach it to the choir.
What's wrong with this house?
The sellers, I think, in this market, I think the tough thing about sellers in this market that have to sell, because I talk to people that have to sell. I'm not talking to people that just may be thinking about it. I go after people who need to sell. And the problem with a lot of times is that they think that their houses are worth more than it is because of the last 2 years.
And guess what I do? I go into those listing appointments, because I always ask before I get there, what do you think your house is worth? Cool. I never say no. Right. I pull up my laptop. Your house look like this?
No, but my house, the tax
does it look like this?
The tax assessed value says this.
And guess what? And then guess what the interest rates were on when this house was put on the market compared to now? I just showed them the facts.
Yep.
So you might think your house is worth this, but a buyer determines what your house is worth, and that's what I tell people. You don't determine. The market determines what we listed. The buyer determines what it's worth.
Yep.
I want to see if I can use it when people come at me and say, I saw my person, my neighbor got this rate or got this loan. It'd be like, your credit look like this. Your profile look like this.
Every time,
your house look like this.
If you meet me, all my clients know I'm not gonna lie to you,
right?
And I'm gonna be as transparent as possible.
For sure.
Have I been fired? Absolutely.
Sure.
Because
I've never been fired.
Oh, I've been fired more than once.
Them. I don't think we're good. I don't think we're going to be a good fit.
Because I'm not going to lie to you. And if you have an agent over here that's going to lie to you, like your house is this, your house is that, or even on the buy side, like...
You don't ever take overpriced listings, though?
No.
What? I take overpriced listings.
No. So for what? You're doing yourself a disservice.
No, I have a conversation. This is what I say. I usually say this. Okay, we can test the market. Here's where I think we need to be.
That, yeah.
Here's where I think we need to be. But if you want to be here, let's test it, because I don't. My job is not to control the market. My job is to help you interpret the market. And so, if you want to test it for 21 days, let's test it. I think if you want to get sold now, we sell it at this price. Want to test the market? Let's try it. And then in 21 days, we'll talk about a price adjustment at that point. No big deal. Sign here, press hard. Keep it moving. I don't argue. I used to argue with. I used to do the Mike Ferry, like, sign here, sign the contract. I don't reduce my commissions. I don't take anything less than. Look, I'm trying to get the bag.
I just always talk about what is your goal, right?
Yeah.
Your goal is to sell a house. Like, I had a listing appointment.
Well, I think
she was like, I saw this house.
I think their goal is to make the most money.
Yeah. But the longer you have it on the market, you got to lower the price. And then they might ask for concessions. They might want repairs, right? The whole purpose is to get your house under contract in 7 days or less. That is always the goal. I don't care what so-and-so put the house on the market. Obviously, if especially if it's like a townhouse and everything looks alike, right? So if it just makes logical sense. And I come in under people. And my clients trust me. Because I'm like, if we come under this house that's listed.
The actives or the souls?
The actives.
Yeah, me too.
If this house is listed for $675, why would we even look at the
sell their house?
No, we're going to put, if the house is $675,
right.
We're not even going to put a 7 right there. We're going to put a 6. Because to a buyer, all they see is the 6.
Right.
They don't even know we might get multiple offers and they might end up paying more than $675.
Right.
But we got to get the people in.
Yeah, because if this house is at $675 and we go in at if we list at $685, guess what? You just sold their house. You're not selling your house.
Right.
So
that's
if we go
a good one, yeah.
$665, guess what? We're competing against them. The buyer's going to look at both because they're going out on the weekend and they're looking at a whole bunch of houses. They're going to look at yours and they're going to look at a whole bunch of others. They're going to go back to their office and they're going to talk. They're going to weigh pros and cons. And they say, oh, this one's cheaper. Well, let's put an offer on that one.
I think especially like in Prince George's County, like it's so many cookie cutter neighborhoods that I can go in any neighborhood. I already know what the house is going to look like.
Isn't that crazy?
And I'm like, I go one. I'm like, oh, this is different. Never seen this. But for typical, in a neighborhood with an HOA, everything pretty much looks alike. And if it's a townhome, and so I'm like, what? Your house 4 levels. This is 4 levels. Got hardwood. It's nothing different.
Don't you drive around neighborhoods and time be like, oh yeah, I sold that house like 10 years ago. I know what the inside of that house. I showed that house. I drive around all the time, be like, I remember when I showed that house, but it's like 5 years ago. Be like, oh yeah, I know what the inside of your house looks like.
So I've had 244 transactions. I probably know what all of them are.
Yeah.
Maryland, DC, and Virginia.
Yep.
With no CRM, just on our phone.
Mm-hmm.
I got a CRM 2021.
Oh, you got one now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because we're compass, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah,
have an
yeah.
amazing platform, yeah.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that.
You should go check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about the brokers. Doesn't matter to me. Nobody knows the brokers I work for. Like, when I sell a house, I'm just like, whatever.
Everybody just know Dan.
Yeah.
Well, my people, because we're not big in Prince George's County, we don't have an office in Prince George's County. They were like, "What is Compass?"
Who the
Really?
Compass doesn't have?
That's crazy. You mean like the coffee company? No.
But people who are in DC a lot, they heard of it
Yeah.
because we're big in DC.
It's made its way out our way. I mean, actually, I see it in Loudoun County, Fairfax County.
Yeah.
Not a lot in Prince William, but I've seen it sprinkled into Fauquier. So
I mean, I love the company.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. I'm going to ask you one more question. So, here's the question we ask all our guests. Most of our guests.
Okay.
Some of our guests.
When you remember.
Right. Well, we got time. So, question. Where do you see real estate and the role of real estate agents 20 years from today?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, right? Because, you have, and I think it will depend on the market. When I talk to agents like in Atlanta, they have a lot of iBuyer situations. They have a lot of they have a different kind of market than we do. I know they're pushing for the buyer's agent to kind of be out of the mix. Redfin just left NAR because of buyer agent fees and things like that. I don't know. I really don't. Because of technology, I think it will go in a different direction due to technology. But I just hope that it doesn't eliminate the real estate agent because the real person is needed, right? I get people, I beat out listings for Redfin and not have to lower my commission because it's value in having a real estate agent.
Right.
As long as we can continue to provide value, I think we will always be relevant.
Yeah. That's really good. It's really good. Y'all are needed because, you leave a seller or a buyer to their own thoughts and devices with absolutely zero training. It'll be wild out here, right? So, y'all have to be able, because anybody can go get trained off a YouTube video, but it's really not training at all.
Bar.
So...
you have real estate agents who don't continue to train or educate themselves and do a disservice to their clients, right? We saw a lot of that when a lot of people got into the business in 2020 and 2021, this is easy, this is this is that. And when the market shift, everybody had to go get jobs, right? Because people were in it for the wrong reasons.
Yep. Well, that concludes the show. Thank you guys so much for jumping on to the Real Estate Wire podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, share this content with anybody that you might think is dope, and hit the notifications button so that you're the first to know when we drop new content. If you're listening on iTunes, leave a comment. Tell us what you thought about it. Tell us how dope you thought it was. Rukaiyah, where can they find you at?
So you can find me on Instagram. Rukaiyah is RUKAIYAH.realtor. Rukaiyah Tyler on Facebook, RUKAIYAH. Tyler, not Taylor, so it's no A. TYLER, not TAYLOR. But yeah, so you can find me. Thank you guys.
Where can they find you at, Coach?
On Instagram, at Mortgage Coach Marcus and at Fields Mortgage Group.
And I'm Dan Wheeler Sells Homes on all platforms. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. For all of us here at the Real Estate Wire, we are out.
Very solid.
Good stuff. Yeah.
I'm glad I got this.
Son, you was dropping bars.
No, I'm just glad. If I would have got this wrong, it would have been bad.
I was like...
As soon as I felt it, I knew this was happening.
Yeah, because you can tell the difference in the texture.
Did I get it? I got it wrong.
Yeah, you got it wrong. Okay. You know what you're talking about.
It's okay for you to get it wrong.
Huh?
It's okay for you to get it wrong.
Yeah, you have to be...
It would have not been okay if I
Did I